Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves baseball. This is the final game of a three-game series in LA against the Dodgers. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Braves. Leading off playing right field is Lee May. Batting second, playing second is Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing center field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Roy McMillan. Batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Carl Wheelie. Now let's take a look at the starting lineups for the hometown Los Angeles Dodgers. We got leading off playing shortstop, Maury Wills. Batting second, playing left field, Jim Gillum. Batting third, playing center field is Ron Barley. Batting fourth, playing right field is Wally Moon. Batting fifth, playing third base is Darryl Spencer. Batting sixth and doing the catching is John Rosenborg. Batting seventh, playing first base is Norm Locker. Batting eighth, playing second base is Charlie Neal. And batting ninth and on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers is Don Drysdale. Let's get this game started in LA, folks. Give me 1 second here. We'll put some notes here in the chat about the game. Alrighty, now that that's all in the chat, we got Don Drysdale on the mound for the Dodgers. This is his 34th start of the year. He's got a 4.56 ERA. His record's 11-14. He's got 6 complete games, and he also has a save. First batter he'll be facing today is Lee May, batting .236 with 15 home runs, 37 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Spencer at third. Over the Locker at first for out number 1. And that'll bring up Frank Boland now. Frank Boland on the year is batting .284. He's got 16 home runs, 75 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Maury's got it. 2 ground balls, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Brings up Eddie Matthews now. Eddie's batting .302, 34 home runs, 113 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, and he drives that 0-1 pitch down the first base line. That bounces off the fence out there. And Eddie Matthews has got himself a 2-out double in scoring position for Hank Aaron. And let's see if the hammer can drive him in. He's batting .301. He's got 30 home runs, 107 RBI. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And that's going to score Matthews from second. And just like that, the Braves take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. All this coming with 2 outs. It's Drysdale. And that'll bring up Joe Adcock. Hank Aaron down at first, batting .279. He's got 35 home runs, 110 RBI. And that's going to be a pop up down the third base. And Spencer makes the catch for out number 3, but the Braves score 1. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Braves 1. Dodgers sending Wills. Gillum in fairly up to the plate against Carl Willie. He's making his 21st start of the year. He's got a 4.17 ERA. He's 13-6, and he has 1 save on the year. Maury Wills will be the first batter he's going to face, batting .297 with 6 home runs and 56 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Wills is going to trot on down the first. Now, what you want to see with a 1-run lead, walking the leadoff batter, brings up Jim Gillum, batting .263 with 3 home runs, 39 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Hank Aaron makes the catch for out number 1. Now it'll bring up Ron Fairley. Fairley's batting .339, having an excellent year for the Dodgers. 10 home runs, 37 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this, drives that in the right field. And with Wills' speed, he'll easily end up down at third. So now you got runners on the corners and only 1 out. Braves will play back looking for the double play. Here's Wally Moon. He's batting .342. Hey, Tim D. With 12 home runs and 80 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball. Now that's going to be a single in the left field. And that's going to score Maury. And just like that, Dodgers tie this game up. Now there's runners on first and second. And only 1 out. And a 1-1 tie for Darryl Spencer. And he's batting .210 with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field, not deep enough to get Ron over to third. So now there's 2 outs and 2 on for John Rosebohr, catcher, batting .251, 13 home runs, 60 RBIs. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And that's going to get Farley. He's going to score on that. And that's going to get the runner down the third. So the Dodgers come right back here in the bottom of the inning and take a 2-1 lead. Moon at third. Roseborg at first for Norm Locker. And Norm's batting .312 on the season. 6 home runs, 43 RBIs. And that'll be a fly ball out the left field. Frank Thomas will make the catch. But the Dodgers score 2. Hey, Ken. And take a 2-1 lead as we go to the top of the second. We got Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan due up here against Drysdale. Frank's batting .262. He's got 27 home runs, 80 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Spencer's got it. He fires over the first for out number 1. Brings up Joe Torrey, like I've been saying, not having a good year. Only batting .237. He has 7 home runs, 37 RBI. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Joe Torrey gets aboard here with 1 out in the second. Brings up Roy McMillan. Can Mac keep this hit parade going? Mac's only batting .207. He's got 9 home runs, 54 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Wally Moon's got it for out number 2. And that'll bring up Carl Willie. And let's see if he can help his own calls out here, folks. He's only batting .073. He's got 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Moon. And that'll end the inning. The Braves leave Joe at first. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Neil, Drysdale, and back to the top of the order in Maury Wills. Charlie is batting .238, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Carl's not having a very good start to this game. Again, the leadoff batter gets on. Here comes Don Drysdale. Drysdale's batting a .141. He does have 6 home runs, 13 RBIs on this season. Dodgers going to let him swing away with the 2-1 lead because we don't need no stinking DH. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can they turn two? Frank Boland's up with it. Tosses it over to Mack. Mack fires down the first, but Drysdale beats it out. So they get the lead runner. 1 out now, and Drysdale down at first. Morey walked his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And Drysdale will stop down at third. So now you got second and third and only 1 out. Braves are going to bring the infield in with Drysdale on the mound. They don't expect to score a lot of runs. Brings up Jim Gillum. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And now runners, both of them's going to advance. That's deep enough. So that's going to make it a 3-1 game. Now you're going to have a runner on at third and 2 outs. That brings up Ron Fairley. And he singled his first time up and came around the score. Here's the pitch for Carl. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Frank throws over to first to end the inning. But the Dodgers add another run, and it's 3-1 as we go to the top of the third. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. May, Boland, and Matthews. Lee grounded out the third his first time up. Can he set the tables here for the big boys? And that's going to be a ground ball down to Neal at second for out number 1. Brings up Frank Boland now. And Frank, he grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Braves will take it. Here comes Eddie Matthews. Eddie doubled his first time up. Can he do it again here and maybe drive in Frank Boland? Here's the pitch to Matthews. And that's going to be another base on balls. All of a sudden, Drysdale's control has left him here in the third. Now you got first and second for Henry Aaron up now. And Hank singled his first time up and drove in Matthews. Can he do it again here and drive in Frank Boland? And that's going to be a well-hit ball. Braves here. And that's going to be a double down the left field. In the left field, that splits the gap, almost a home run. And that's going to score both runners, folks. Nice job by Henry Aaron. And all of a sudden, this ball game's tied up. And we got Aaron down at second with 1 out. And Joe Adcock up in a 3-3 game. Adcock popped up to Spencer his first time up. And that's going to be a pop up this time. Maury Wills takes charge, makes the catch for out number 2. So it's up to Frank Thomas here to try to get the Braves the lead for the first time in this game. He grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a fly out the right field. And that'll end the inning as Moon makes the catch. But the Braves scored 2 on the Aaron double. And tie this game up 3 apiece. We got Moon, Spencer, and Roseborg due up here against Carl. Wally's 1 for 1 today with an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. Fires across the diamond for out number 1. And here comes Darryl Spencer now. And Spencer flew out to Aaron his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. The first strikeout by Carl here today. That's 2 down here in the third. And John's up now. Roseborg, he singled and drove in a run. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Matthews. So the Dodgers go down in order. We go to the top of the fourth, still knotted up at 3. You got Torrey, McMillan, and Wiley due up here. See what Joe can do. He singled his first time up, but it's nice to see him start hitting. And that's going to be an easy grounder down to Neal at second for out number 1. And that brings up McMillan. And Mac, he flew out the right field his first time up. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Mac. He gets aboard here with 1 out. And Carl's going to try to bunt him down in the scoring position. Here's the pitch to Carl. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a poorly ground ball. That ball is down, bunted down the third. Spencer's up with it, throws over the second, gets Mac. So not a successful bunt. So that puts Carl down at first. We're back to the top of the order and Lee May. May's grounded out the third and the second. And that's going to be popped up in foul territory. And John tears the mask off, makes the catch. And the Braves don't score. They leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Locker, Neal, and Drysdale due up. Norm flew out the left his first time up. That's going to be popped up straight up the chute. Torrey says he's got it and does for out number 1. That brings up Charlie Neal. And Charlie's 1 for 1. Singled his first time up. And he's going to do more than single. He squares this ball up. And that ball is hit in the left field. Frank Thomas gets over there quickly, though. Cuts it off and is going to hold him to just a single. So Charlie Neal's down at first with 1 out. That brings up Drysdale. And first pitch, Charlie Neal's off and running, folks. Here's the throw down the second from Joe Torrey. And Frank Bolin applies the tag, but he's in there safely with a stolen base. So now Drysdale's got a runner in scoring position on the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And McMillan calls for it and makes the catch. Charlie stays down at second now with 2 outs. We're back to the top of the order and Maury Wills. Oh, cool, Ken. Ken's on 129 games with his Philly project. Here comes Maury. He's 1 for 1. He's walked and doubled. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And here comes the throw from Frank Thomas. Charlie Neal rounds third. The throw home, and Joe Torrey applies the tag, and he's out of there, folks. Nice play by Frank Thomas. Guns down the go-ahead run. We go to the top of the fifth. It's still tied up at 3 apiece. You got Frank Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron due up. Frank is 0 for 1. He grounded out and walked and came around to score. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a drive in the center field. Ron gets on his horse, makes a nice catch, and robs Frank of a base hit. Here comes Eddie Matthews up now with 1 out and nobody on. He's 1 for 1 today. He's doubled and walked. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Spencer. He takes his time, throws across the diamond, and gets Matthews. Here comes the hammer. He's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. He's driven in every run today, folks. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. All 4 runs, and the hammer has done. That is home run number 31. RBI number 111, and the Braves take a 4-3 lead. That brings brings up Joe Adcock. He's over 2. He's popped it up twice, once the third, once the short. And that's going to be a ground ball down the wheels. That'll end the inning. But the hammer gives the Braves the lead. It is now 4-3 on that home run. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We got Gillum, Fairley, and Moon due up. So John is 0 for 1. He does have a sacrifice RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. You just get the lead. And Carl walks the leadoff batter. Yeah, 111 RBI is not bad, is it, Ken? And here comes Farley up. And the Braves are looking turn 2 here. He singled and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a single in the center field. Aaron can't get to that when it drops in front of him. The Dodgers are making some noise here in the bottom of the 5th. First and second, and nobody out for Wally Moon. Moon's 1 for 2 with an RBI single and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a infield fly, rules in effect. Mack makes the catch, makes it official. 1 out. Here's Darryl Spencer. You got Ron at first, Spencer at the plate. Not much speed. Can they turn 2 and get Carl out of this mess? And that ball is hit down the third. Can they go around the horn? Matthews over to Frank, over to Joe Adcock. That's a 5-4-3 double play. Ends the inning, folks. Nice job by the 3 infielders, Matthews, Bolin, and Adcock. The Dodgers strand 1. We go to the top of the 6th. You got Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan up here. Frank's 0 for 2 today. Can you get off the snot here? And yes, he can. He drives that ball in the right field. He makes a wide turn, but Moon gets to it, throws it in, and he'll hold up with a single. Start this 6th inning. Brings up Joe Torre. He's 1 for 2 today, singled and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Only play for Spencer's over to first. Torrey will get in scoring position now for McMillan. See if Mack can drive him in here. He's 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. And not this time. That's a swing and a miss to right 3. It's only Drysdale's first strikeout of the game, folks. That brings up Carl. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts after not having any. And Don gets out of the mess with nobody scoring. Still a 4-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Roseburg, Locker, and Neal due up. John's 1 for 2 with the RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. All of a sudden now these pitchers are finding their groove. That's only the 2nd strikeout for Carl. Here comes Norman up. He's 0 for 2. Flew out and popped up. That's going to be a fly ball out to Lee May in right field. 2 up and 2 down. So it's up to Charlie Neal to keep this 6th inning going for the Dodgers. He's 2 for 2 with a stolen base. Here's the pitch for Charlie. And that's going to be a ground ball to Frank. They're finally going to get him out, and the Dodgers go down in order. We go to the top of the 7th. Braves hanging on to a 1-run lead. Top of the order due up here to face Drysdale, May, Bolin, and Matthews. Don scheduled to lead off the bottom of the 7th. And see what happens here in the top. May's 0 for 3. And that's a base on balls. That's the 3rd walk given up by Drysdale. Can the Braves make him pay here? Here's Frank Bolin. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Came around the score on that walk. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that's a tailor-made double play. Wheels the Neal over the Norm. 6-4-3 double play, wipes the runner out. Now Eddie Matthews comes up with 2 outs and nobody on. He's got that double and walk. Came around to score both times. And that's going to be another base on balls. The fourth walk given up by Drysdale. How big's that double play look now? And here is the man of the hour. Hank Aaron's got all 4 RBIs. He's 3 for 3 today, folks. He's got the double and the home run and a single. All he needs is a triple to get his second cycle of the year. You remember way back against the Cardinals, he got one early in the year. Here's the pitch to the hammer. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. And that'll end the inning. And the Braves strand Matthews at first. We go to the 7th inning stretch. And that's going to be it for Drysdale. They're going to try to get something going here. See who's going to come off the bench. It's probably going to be Davis. Old Willie Davis is going to come off the bench. Trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 7th with the Dodgers trailing by 1. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Yeah, exactly. He was too legit to quit too, Tim. All right, we got Willie Davis up now. He's batting .283 on the year. He's got 20 home runs and 59 RBIs. Yeah, I'm ready, Tim. Yep. So here's the pitch to Davis. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Joe Adcock. He'll take it himself. Step on the base for out number 1. We're back to the top of the order now in Wills. And Morey's 2 for 2 with a walk. A double and came around to score. And that's going to be popped straight up the chute. Joe Torre makes the catch for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Now we got Jim Gillum up. Jim's 0 for 1, but he did walk and came around to score. And he has a sacrifice fly for an RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And the Dodgers go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the 8th. See who's going to come out here and pitch for the Dodgers. Got a bunch of righties due up. And I think it's probably going to be Mr. Larry Sherry going to come out here and pitch. Yeah, that's who it's going to be. Larry's going to come out here and pitch for the Dodgers. And he'll be facing Adcock, Thomas, and Torre here in the top of the 8th, trying to keep this a 1-run game. And Joe's 0 for 3. He's popped up twice and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Charlie Neal. He's up with it. And that'll be out number 1. Brings up Frank Thomas now. And Frank is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up, grounded out the 3rd, and flew out the right. Hey, Philip. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Nice piece of hitting by Frank Thomas. So Frank standing down at first. Joe Torre up now. And Joe's 1 for 3. Single, grounded out the second and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Not what the Braves wanted, because Maury's got it over the Neal, over the Norm. That's a 6-4-3 inning double play. So that'll take us to the bottom of the 8th. We got Fairley, Moon, and Spencer due up here. Braves holding on to this 1-0 lead. Ron's 2 for 3 today and has scored. Hey, MV. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews over the first for out number 1. That'll bring up Wally Moon. And Moon's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Let's take a look at this bullpen. I think Don's tired. Probably won't be going to McMahon today. Let's take a look here, see who will be getting up. Yeah, Don's tired. So probably go with Bob Buell and McKenzie. That'll be the righty-lefty thing. Buell and McKenzie will be getting up. If that runner reaches second base, that'll be it for Carl. 1 out, Moon on at first. Spencer at the plate. Daryl's 0 for 3. He did ground into a double play his last time. Braves hoping he does it again. Here's the pitch to Daryl. And he doesn't ground into a double play this time, folks. That ball is hit in the right field. And that's going to get Moon down the third. So the tying runs 90 feet away with 1 out. We got first and third. And that'll bring up John Rosenberg. And that'll be it for Carl. And they're going to bring in the lefty and McKenzie. Pitch to John. So Carl could still lose this game with Spencer on at first, his responsibility. And the Braves will bring the infield in, trying to cut the run off at the plate. John's 1 for 3 with an RBI, grounded out and struck out. Mac, this is his 11th appearance. He's got a 7.45 ERA and a 1-2 record. Here's the pitch from Mac. And that's going to be a base hit in. No, it's not. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Nice play by Hank Aaron. But that is going to score the runner. He's got no chance of throwing him out after making a nice running play. So this ball game's tied up, folks. 2 outs. And Spencer down at first. And that'll bring up Norm Locker. Norm is 0 for 3. He's flown out the both corners, left and right, and popped up to the catcher. Oh, thank you, Philip. And there's KJ Chicago. Nice to meet you. And here's the pitch to Norm. And that's going to be a single in the left field. No, nice play by Addie Matthews. Sorry about that. He just robbed him of a base hit. He comes up with that ball diving, throws over to first, and Locker with his speed can't beat it out. The Braves get out of that with only 1 run scoring. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a tie ball game. You got McMillan, a pitch hitter for Mac, and back to the top of the order in Lee. Roy's 1 for 3. Can he get on base here against Sherry? And no, that's going to be popped straight up the chute. And that'll be out number 1. So now we'll see who's going to come out here and pitch hit against Larry Sherry. And it will either be Al Spangler or Mac the Knife. I think it's going to be Al Spangler. Spangler's going to come off the bench here, pitch hit. Try to get something going on with 1 out. Spangler's batting .324 on the year. He's got 11 RBIs. Can he get on base here against Larry Sherry? And that's going to be a single in the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Spangler. He gets aboard here with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Go ahead runner on at first. And we're back to the top of the order, and Lee May. May is 0 for 3. He did walk his last time up. Can May come up with a 1 out base hit here? And no, he can't. That's going to be a fly ball out to Gillum in left field today for out number 2. So it's up to Frank Bolin here to do something with 2 outs. The top of the 9th. Frank's 0 for 3. He walked and did come around the score. Can Frank do it here with 2 outs? And that is going to be a base hit in the right field. And Spangler's going to make his way down the 3rd. So we got runners on the corner now. 2 outs. And Eddie Matthews at the plate, folks. Can he drive in the go-ahead run here? I don't think the Braves play the Cubbies anymore this season. I just got done playing a series with them. Here comes Eddie Matthews. He's 1 for 2. He's walked twice, has a double, and scored twice. Can he drive in his 114th RBI of the year? Here's the pitch to Matthews. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. Charlie Neal calls for it, makes the catch, and the Braves strand 2. Leave runners on at first and third and get to the bottom of the 9th. So who's the Braves going to bring out here? They're going to bring Bob Buell out here to pitch. He'll be facing Neal, a pitch hitter for Sherry, and then Maury Wills. So Bob Buell's coming out of the pen, trying to keep this a tie ball game and sending in the extras to read all about it. So Charlie's 2 for 3 with a stolen base today. Can Bob hold this to a 4-4 tie? This is his 31st game of the year. He's got a 3.99 ERA. He's 15-10. Here's the pitch to Charlie. And that ball is well hit off of Bob. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. A walk-off home run by Charlie Neal. 1 batter, and Bob gives up the home run. And that's your ball game, folks. The Braves lose 5-4. Let's take a look here at the box score. So the Dodgers take 1 out of 3 against the Braves. Yeah, exactly, Ken. Charlie Neal, he's beat him a couple times. He's had a good series against the Braves. The Braves 4 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Dodgers 5 runs on 10 hits. Yeah, they were. You're exactly right, Tim. Now they got a 3-game series coming up against the Giants. Hank Aaron did everything he could, folks. 3 for 4 and drove in all 4 runs. It was definitely the Hank Aaron show for the Braves. The Braves were 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 men on base. Eddie Matthews with that opportunity in the top of the ninth. Maury Wills was 2 for 3, and Charlie Neal, the man for the Dodgers, 3 for 4 with that big home run in the bottom of the ninth. The Dodgers were 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They only left 6 men on base. Carl gets a no decision, goes 7 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 3. Mack came in and did his job, pitches 2/3 of an inning. But poor Bob Buell didn't do his job. Didn't get a solo out, gives up 1 hit, 1 run, and a homer by Charlie. Don Drysdale doesn't get a decision. He goes 7 innings, gives up 7 hits, 4 runs, walked 4, struck out 2, and gave up the home run to Hammer and Hank. Larry Sherry comes in and picks up only his second win of the season. He goes to 10-2. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, but gets the job done. Kept it a ball game. Yeah, I need to get back into red, white, and blue, Philip. You're right. So let's do some fast play here in the National League. We got the Philadelphia Phillies traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Big Red Machine. And the Phillies beat the Reds. 4 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. The Reds 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. Then you got the Cardinals traveling out to Pennsylvania and taking on the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's a good game, Tim. I enjoy it just as much as I do APBA. It's neck and neck, 1A and 1B on my list. And the Pirates beat the Cardinals in a close one. Cardinals 5 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors. The Pirates 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Must have won this in the game in the bottom of the ninth. Yes, they did. Let's take a look at the scorecard here. An RBI triple wins the game by Bill Vernon. And he had a home run earlier. So it was the Bill Vernon show. And now we got Chicago's Cubbies here taking on the Giants. Can they help the Braves out? The Braves just lost. They need some help. And the Cubbies come through for them. And the Cubbies do. The Cubbies beat the Giants on 6 runs, 11 hits, and an error. The Giants 4 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Ron Santo 3 for 3 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs out of the 6. Nice job. The Braves could have used that. Take a look here at the scorecard. Box score here. You had Billy Williams, Ernie Banks, and Santo, the heart of the lineup. Look at that. And George Altman going 9 for 16 with 6 RBIs. Heart of the lineup did the damage. Banks and Santo with home runs. Ron, like I say, with 2 home runs. They were 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. Davenport was about the only thing to talk about for the Giants, 3 for 4. And they were 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. Old Curtis picks up his 14th win, goes 8 innings, gives up 9 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, and struck out 3. Elston comes in and gets his 5th save in 1 inning and struck out 1. Odell drops to 9 and 6, goes 7 2/3, gives up 9 hits, 6 runs, walked 1, struck out 5, and gave up 3 home runs. So let's take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard now. As like I say, the Braves motor on down up to San Francisco, not down. So the Braves enter this 3-game series, 7.5 games up on the Giants. That's the only team still alive. The Reds are 13.5 games back, already been eliminated. Cardinals and Dodgers 19. Cubbies 19.5. Pirates 25, and the poor Phillies 40.5. Trying to avoid losing 100 games. Clemente leading the National League and Major Leagues with a .363 batting average. Cepeda still leading the National League with 37 home runs ahead of his teammate and with 123 RBIs. Spahn with his 2.31 earned run average leading the National League. And you got him and Lou Burdette with 18 wins. Don with his 37th saves, leading the National League. Cepeda still leading in MVP voting. Spahn's got a slight lead over his teammate Lou Burdette in the Cy Young. Let's see who's pitching this first game against the Giants and Braves. You got Henley against the Buffalo. So see how that goes. Not the 2 best pitchers on both of those rosters, that's for sure. Then you got Spahn against Sanford in game number 2. And then in the final game, you got Lou Burdette going up against Mike McCormick. So the Braves, I like to see them take 2 out of 3. Definitely got to avoid the sweep. I think the Giants ain't in a must sweep situation, but they need it bad. They got a 3-game series to end the year with the Braves. So if they can sweep this, get this down to 4 games, and then hope for a little bit of help and make those last 3 games matter. I still think the Giants have a shot because the Braves have not played well against the Giants. Let's look at that. Oh, thank you, MV. I appreciate it. So let's take a look at the Giants and the Braves record against each other. So Milwaukee's 5-11 against the Giants. So like I say, not a good record against the Giants. So we'll see what happens in these 6 games, 3 of them here in San Francisco. Let's see. After San Francisco, let's see who the Braves got coming up here. So after the Giants, they do play the Cubbies. Sorry about that, Chicago. They do play the Cubbies one more time. I was wrong. I knew we just played them. So yeah, they play the Cubbies in a 3-game series in Milwaukee. Then they play the Cardinals in a 2-game series and back to the Giants. Let's see what the Giants has got here. The Cubbies have given the Braves some fits too. Take a look at that after we take a look at San Francisco's schedule. So let's take a look at what the Giants have got after they play the Braves. Oh, they got to play the Reds, and then they play the Phillies for one game and the Pirates for two before they end up back in Milwaukee for the final 3 games of the season. So if they can play well against the Giants and the Reds, they should have an easy time with those 3 games against the Phillies and the Pirates, the 2 bottom feeders of the National League. But you never know. So let's go back here, look and see how the Braves have done against the Cardinals and the Cardinals and the Cubbies. And then we'll look and see how the Giants have done against the Reds and the Pirates. So let's do San Francisco first. So San Francisco against, let's see here, where's Cincinnati? They're 9-10 against Cincinnati. And then against the Pirates, they're 15-5. And against the Phils, they're 15-7. So yeah. So if they can do some damage against the Reds, they got a losing record against the Reds, though. And then here with Milwaukee, what are they against the Cubbies? They're 15-5 against the Cubbies. What about the Cardinals? And they're 15-5 against the Cardinals. So hopefully that keeps up. I want to thank MV. Check out his great channel. He did a stream earlier today about his 62 Met project. He's in the 1972, aren't you, MV? Is it the 72 season? I want to thank Tim D for stopping by. Check out Philip Reynolds' channels. He's doing History Maker Baseball. I want to thank my buddy Ken Castro for stopping by. I want to thank KJ Chicago 1. Like I say, we do have some more Cubby games coming up, so check that out. Oh, Envy, I didn't see that thing about needing a stinking DH. We don't need no stinking DH, Envy. I didn't see that. Check out Cleveland Baseball Fan 879. He's doing the 2007 playoffs right now, the American and National League Championship games. And I believe that was everybody. Oh, you're welcome, Tim D. I'll be back on here probably later this afternoon with that game against the Giants. Until then, you all have a great afternoon and you all take care.